What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your boy, Sirr Love. I'm excited to get back into the new season. The first thing I want to do is address some old stuff that kept coming back up, and I wanted to make sure that we ended the last season 100% and make sure that I gave you guys what you need going forward. So in one of the videos I did a whole series of videos. I'm going to pop some of them up. We did a series of videos where we talked about how money works in the music business. You know, if you're in a 360 deal versus if you're in a standard deal versus merchandise deals and streaming. And I did Excel sheets and showed you the math and the numbers and all of that type of good stuff, right? Well, there were some people that didn't like my view on 360 deals. They felt like I was being too, easy on the concept of a 360. You know, typically when you hear 360s, people want to picket. They want to throw up signs and march and say, hell no, we won't go. But I just want to give you guys the honest truth and the real. So if you've watched a whole bunch of videos trying to figure out the truth about 360 deals, this is the one to watch because I'm going to give it to you real talk, no chase. I'm going to be very neutral and give you both sides of the coin without any math and numbers, just real talk. So let's get it. All right, boom. So first off, if you're interested in 360 deals, it's probably because you want to understand what it is, how it impacts you, or somebody has already offered you a 360 deal and you're looking at it like, what should I do? All these people are clowning 360 deals. They're like, oh my God, you signed a 360. That's so whack. This, that, and the third. Basically, a 360 deal is just a reinvention on what a record deal is. Over time, throughout history, there have been various different types of deals that have proliferated or have been prominent in different time periods. All these deals could go left or could go right. By left, I mean it could completely fuck you and take everything that you have. Or by right, I mean it can go right. It can do everything you need it to do to be successful. The title of the deal and the type of deal have nothing to do with the words between the paper. 360 deal just means that the label is looking for ways to eat ancillary. That's the technical term. Ancillary means all the way around, like a manager. Currently, right now, if you have a manager, your manager has you on a 360 deal. Your manager gets 20% of everything you do, every single thing you do, every time you do it, right? A record label, if they put you on a 360, they want to eat the same way your manager eats. They want a percentage of everything you do, every single time you do it. Now, the question that pissed a lot of old heads off, because old heads are coming from a history and a time period in which, you know, that was all the money they were getting. The label was completely screwing them out of all the record sales. Only money they had was road money. So they were looking at it like, how dare you not only take away my sales, but then take away my road money and really make me a slave. Now I'm out here dancing for you. Now I'm really a puppet. Now I'm really a slave. Now I understand why Prince wrote slave on his face back in the day to protest all of this type of stuff, right? But you got to understand it's not the same scenario. See, back then, these guys were getting a dime a CD, an album sale, 25 cents an album sale. Like those was big. When Janet Jackson got $1 per album, that was a big deal, right? Things have changed. You can get a much larger percentage of the album sales themselves in exchange for giving up ownership of some ancillary aspects of what you do. Now, if you sign an effed up deal where they're taking a large majority of your sales and they're taking a large majority of your ancillary or taking any additional ancillary without giving up this, then you just signed a bad deal. 360 or not, a bad deal is a bad deal. I can give you a 360 deal that's 10 times better than a standard deal, but because it's a regular record agreement or a record label agreement, you're just going to sign that one because it doesn't say 360. The proof is in the words. The words determine everything, what you agree to, what you don't agree to. I've seen some crazy 360 videos. I did a video of 360 deals. I did a video talking about like one of the worst contracts I've ever seen. Here's the link to it right here. I did a whole video where I sat down with an individual, brought me a contract, paid me consultant fee to look over it, read it, tell them exactly what it says, walk through the whole thing. The people were taking everything from the kid, right? It was a 360 deal. It was also a publishing agreement mixed in it. There was all sorts of other stuff mixed in it as well. It was just a bad deal, 360 or not. All right. So the thing that I want you guys to understand about 360s is this. What is a 360? A 360 is a deal where the record label also makes money ancillary like the manager. Now, why would they get this privilege? Well, For those that didn't do the history, that don't understand the concept, the 360 deal was, suggestively started by Kevin Liles and Leor Cohen. Now, Leor Cohen gets a lot of controversy, a lot of flack in this business. Damon Dash calls him a culture vulture. A lot of people will speak to him and say that he's a shady guy. Other people say that he's a genius. At the end of the day, it's his role to take people that are worth this much and pay them this much, because it's his job to get the biggest margin for the record label. So if he can get a 500% profit, he's going to go for it. If he's only supposed to get 100%, then you got to go in there and make sure you get your 100%. That's what I've gathered from what people say about the guy. I haven't met the guy personally. He's a legend. He's been in the game since back in the day. Russell Simmons, Def Jam. He's still a beast today. Now he has a high executive role at YouTube. However, with 300 and probably some other deals prior to, they came in and said, you know what? We started a boutique record label, 300 Entertainment, brought to people like Young Thug and others, right? Fetty Wap is a part of that conglomerate as well. We're doing way more than what we used to be doing as record label executives. We started our own boutique organization, and now not only are we doing record label services, we feel like we're doing management services too. We're involved in the day-to-day more. We're setting up tours. We're doing this. We're doing that. Now, I don't know if they were actually doing that or not, but according to what they were saying, they were doing it. And I can put this clip up here from Drink Champs. Matter of fact, I'm not going to give you guys a clip. We're just going to share the link below. You can watch the clip on Drink Champs, where they talked about when they brought in the 360 deal and why they did and all this other type of stuff, which was spoken about in numerous occasions prior to. Anyway, these individuals felt like they were doing way more than a record label, therefore they should eat more than a record label because they were doing more work. They felt like when they weren't doing that work wasn't getting done at a satisfactory level, so they couldn't just put that off on somebody else to do. If they did put it off on someone else to do, that person would have to get paid for their services to do it. So why can't they just do the job and get paid the services themselves? So, does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Well, if they are coming in the game and helping the management staff out, if they are setting up road, shows and tours, if they are setting up sponsorship opportunities and deals and different things of that nature, endorsements and such, it makes sense. If they are helping with the merchandise and design and licensing and trademarking, if they are doing all the things that managers traditionally have a role of doing, and they're supporting those different things, hands-on, making phone calls, being out there, being active, then they probably do deserve a cut. But if they're not doing those things, you got to get them the F out your pockets. So you really got to figure out what the commitment is going to be. The problem is with doing these different types of deals is you sign a deal and there's a lot of times not any language in the deal that's going to hold them to their part. A lot of things that get people tripped up in contracts is that they're going to make you give up your piece. But you have no way of tracking or confirming theirs. They're going to say, you're going to give me X amount of your publishing. But they're not going to say, I promise to give you X amount of hours toward this, X amount of dollars toward that, X amount of they're not going to lock themselves into a finite thing, but they're going to want to lock you into something finite, meaning that they're giving you a promise and you're giving them a guarantee. And that's when you get screwed out of situations. That's one aspect of it. But there's a lot of different things that go into contracts and things of that nature. I did this video for all the people that are making comments under the other videos saying that 360s are horrible deals, and I'm crazy for even making the assumption that a 360 deal could be worth signing. I'm batshit crazy. I'm out my mind. I need to stop talking to the community. No, I'm going to keep telling you guys this information because I want to debunk the confusion around these deals. There's 100% nothing wrong with a 360 deal if it's a good deal. If it's a bad deal, then it's a bad deal. Would you rather have a non-360 deal? Of course, the less that the other person is taking from you, the better off you're going to be. Right? Also, you have to remember this at the same time. The more vested a person is into you from a contract standpoint, the more that idealistically they're going to do for you unless you hold them down to some strict KPIs or milestones throughout the contract. So it comes down to your negotiation, what you want, your value, this, that, and the third. I had a conversation with some executives from Interscope recently, and I'm going to drop this dime on you guys and share this knowledge that was shared to me. This is how my man's kicked it. He told me, listen, man, your situation, talking about my situation, he said, you can walk it in whenever you want to walk it in. It's all up to you whenever you want to walk it in. You can walk it in right now and you can take less money for it and we'll take on more of the risk. Or you can grind it out in the streets, build it up, and walk it in later. And we'll take less risk and you'll have a better deal. The more risk we take, the worse your deal's going to be. The more risk you take off of us by blowing yourself off, you're blowing yourself up, the better the deal is going to be from us, because there's less risk involved, less they have to do. He said no matter what you do, you're going to come to us anyway, because at the end of the day, there's certain things you can't do without us. Hence why you see people like Logic take a deal. You see Nipsey Hussle take a deal. You see Mac Miller take a deal. People that have been very successful as independents took record deals. Why? Because as an independent, there's still reach that you don't have. You don't, no matter how dope your business is, you don't have people in all sorts of, every single country all over the world working your publishing, because publishing laws are different in different countries, booking, culture, everything is different in every country, in every region, in every place. You may have done a great job of taking over the independent market here, but you might not have gotten that mass, appeal that you're looking for. You might not be able to, you don't have the relationships to sustain mass appeal, to be on Jimmy Kimmel every time you drop a project and things of that nature. So, if you want to go to the next level, you sign. Ed Sheeran was getting money. He didn't have to sign. He was already getting money internationally. Now, yes, he did get discovered. Jamie Foxx, this, that, and third, whatever. People know the story, whatever. But the label incentive can help push things to the next level. So as far as they're concerned, you don't have to sign a deal at all. You don't have to take a bad deal. You don't have to take a good deal. It's really up to you, your patience level, your work ethic, and what you want to put in to mitigate their expenses and their costs to make it make sense for them to offer you something that you think is valuable, 360 or not. So I just want to share that information for everyone that wants to understand 360 deals. Don't get caught up on the term 360. Get caught up on what you're giving up and what they're giving you. Is it worth it? Is it what you need? Do you have what you need to be successful? If they're not giving you what you need to be successful, don't sign it. Because now you're locked into a situation that's going to hurt you in the long term. It might make you feel good short term, hurt you long term. But if they are giving you what you need, and maybe they're not giving you the short term things you need, they give you the long term things you need, and you feel like that's a shot and you want to swing at it, swing at it. This is the music business. Guess what happens if you don't pay back your loan? Nothing. Nothing. This is not a bank loan. Your credit's not going to be fucked up forever. They're not going to repossess your house, take your cars. This isn't a loan shark situation. They're not going to come break your legs and shit. Like if you mess up the money, you just mess up the money. You can never work in the music business again because no one else is going to want to pay off your debt. So you'll just go forward and be a car salesman or be working corporate America or do whatever the F you was doing before you did music. So take a shot. I mean, I'm just being 100. That might have been a lot, maybe too real, but I don't know everything, guys. I know a lot about a little. I know a little bit about a lot. And every time I get in front of this camera, I give you guys everything that I got. I'm keeping it 100. I'm keeping it real. That's the tone. Real talk, no chasing, no BS. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on the new Facebook page. We're activating that this year. It's going to be some more exciting content coming that direction. So stay active with us. Get involved. Reach out. Ask questions. Go to the website, www.phasevi.com, and go ahead and get you a 360 agreement. That way you don't have to wait for someone to give you one. You can get one and present it to them and then know exactly what it means, and it can be a more fair agreement, something that you're comfortable signing versus taking what they're giving you, or at least you'll have eyeballs on something that you may want to get as a reference. I'm just saying, I'm trying to give you guys the tools you guys need to succeed. I don't know everything. Tag one more time. But I know a lot about a little about a lot. Give you guys everything that I got. Phase 6, Sirr Love, beamed in. Thank you for your time.